bought you guys dinner?
Yeah, I bought all of our dinners. We went to pay and the guy was like, no, it's already been paid for.
We went for a beer this morning. Went up to pay for it. The lady already paid the beer for her. That is friendship.
We're hearing a lot of that.
Yeah, I was in like a 7-Eleven there, and the police, they were buying like people's food and all that. They were just so nice. You would never find that in Scotland.
We've had a few drinks bought free of charge, which is great. We love that. But we've also reciprocated that, so it's no problem.
Are Americans representing? Is that what you're saying?
100%.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
So nice.
Meeting expectations or exceeding?
Way exceeding.
Where are you from?
I'm from Paris, France.
What do people in France think about Americans?
I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody. They think that the situation of the country is like a little bit distressing, but still, you know, we love Americans. It's the land of the free. It's the land of dreams. It's the land of like everything's possible. It's still very much that feeling.
So do you believe in American dream?
I'm familiar with the concept. Do I believe in it? I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea.
It's the land of freedom. It's the land of free will. That is just my opinion. I could be wrong though.
It's my first time in Atlanta, believe it or not. I always wanted to come here, but I never had the chance. And right now, I was happy that it was here because I get to experience Atlanta. So far, I have no complaints. Everyone, it's been so nice, and people here are very friendly. And every time you walk, like everywhere you walk, people stop you, talking to you, and they're happy that we are here too.
It's my first World Cup. I live in Los Angeles, and I couldn't get a ticket for Los Angeles, but I'm here in Atlanta, and the people have been amazing. The city is spectacular. Everything they have done and they fixed for the World Cup is spectacular.
It's good that the world is appreciating United States of America for what truly is.
Honestly, guys, it is just phenomenal. I've literally woken up to so many messages. People saying, want to take me for a beer.
That is how interactive and fun majority of the American people are. Possibly, I cannot blame him.
I've got to say, collectively, we owe the USA an apology. And when I say we, I mean the entire world.
Guys, I think we owe you a big apology because what we think America's like is exactly not what it's like.
We owe America a huge apology because America is nothing like what the media tells us.
The UK and the rest of Europe owe America one big apology.
I really do think the world owes America an apology. Like, I really do. I stand by it. I'm so happy and glad that the World Cup has been here in America. And
people across the world are now traveling to America and they are realizing how beautiful the country is, how beautiful the people in America are, how well-mannered, how polite, how respectful they are. Every single state is like a completely different country. Different landscape, different cultures. I love it, Americans. I absolutely love it.
This might sound strange, but there is less than 1% of Americans that only care about skin color.
I don't really care where you come from, but if you come to this great country, you have to understand you're coming here to be an American. We celebrate everyone's culture. We're happy with that, as long as you are an American. Celebrate your culture. I don't care. Italian, Polish, Somali, okay? But they don't assimilate. And if they don't assimilate, then they should go the hell back to where they came from. Guess what? There is nothing racist about calling out a criminal. So when I say that it's time. It's time. I mean, this is what they do in the great state of Minnesota. You know, our culture, that Scandinavian culture. By the way, I better make it clear before I go any farther. Minnesotans, are there any here? Ah, good. Then let me just say. Okay, well, born, yeah, you're wearing that hat. You must be from northern Minnesota, the Iron Range. No. Probably closer to Iowa. No, I'm going to leave that alone. The reason I bring it up is because I tell people regularly, Minnesota did not create passive-aggressive behavior, but we did perfect it, okay? And I happen to be more on the aggressive side, which doesn't always work in Minnesota, as Ralph will tell you. You know, sometimes Minnesotans are so afraid that you're going to call us a racist, you're going to call us an Islamophobe, you're going to call us some name that we just don't want to get into that fight. You know what? I would argue that I never did care, but I'm done being careful, even the least bit careful.
Whatever political affiliation he might be attached to, everything that he has just spoken there is true and factual. Just follow the law and you won't have any problems. I consider America as the greatest nation of all.
When I say that the US is the best country in the world, I mean it. And I am completely obsessed. You can get anything in America. You get the friendliest people, you get the most patriotic people, you can do whatever activity you want. But there's some backlash to this recently. I've had a few Europeans and people from other countries being like, oh, but you can get that in Europe, like all over Europe, you can do whatever activity in Europe. That's not the point. I'm talking about the US as a whole. You can get all of this stuff in one country. You can experience so many different things without even crossing a border. In America, you can be in a city like New York, and then a few days later be in the deserts of Utah, then in the mountains of Colorado, then you can drive to Florida, be on beautiful beaches. Like, you don't get that in any other country in the world. It is insane. And honestly, I'm not even American, but I love defending it because you guys do have the best country, and I was well and truly born in the wrong country. I wish I was living in America. I love it so much.
I'm not saying that all European countries are bad, but this is just a general point of view. If you come from a country that is run down by the bad system, leaders are corrupt, greedy, and they don't even care, you will appreciate United States of America even more. Human rights in the USA is so much respected, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
So I'm feeling very sad because it is our last night in Texas tonight. We are in a motel. I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone in this great state. The hospitality from everyone from start to finish. The hotel staff, the hospitality staff, the Uber drivers, taxi drivers, the people day to day, all of the people online, in all the comments, all the likes, all the well wishes. We have loved our time in Texas. We are looking forward to Louisiana as well, but Texas, you have my heart and I have loved it. Thank you so, so much.
Someone earlier on mentioned, oh, with good enough money, you can live very well in third world countries. No, you will still live a bad life, even with good money, because bad systems can run down everything. Yeah, it is unwise to live in a country that has bad and corrupt system. Appreciate USA. USA is so much good, the best nation in the world.
Or you're just standing in the wrong line. Yes, even standing in line can become a conflict in Germany. And Germany is not a bad country, but the general mood can be very serious, very cold, very heavy. People don't just randomly smile at you. They don't usually compliment your shirt in the groceries. You don't say, hey brother, how's your day going? If someone in Germany says that to you, you're immediately suspicious. But in America, many people are just warm. Someone smiles, someone helps you, someone starts a normal conversation. Someone says, welcome to America. And Europeans are like, is this a scam? But after living here for 2 years, I can say, Americans are not fake nice. Americans are culturally open. That is a big difference. Of course, not every American is nice. There are rude people everywhere. But overall, Americans are some of the warmest and most generous people I have ever met. And this is one of the first real shocks Europeans experience. They were told Americans are fake. Then someone helps them with directions, talk to them on the gas station, or welcomes them like they have known them for 10 years. And suddenly the stereotype breaks, because friendliness is not just small talk. It changes how a place feels. It makes you feel welcome. And for many Europeans, that is not normal. But there's an even bigger stereotype. And this one is probably the biggest reason Europeans are afraid to visit. It is America's dangerous everywhere. If you only read European headlines, you would think America is basically one giant danger zone. Shootings everywhere, crime everywhere, police everywhere, everyone is angry, everyone has a gun. You step outside and immediately there's a Netflix documentary. And yes, America has real problems. There are very dangerous areas. There's crime, there are tragedies. I'm not going to pretend none of that exists. That would be stupid. But the European view of America is completely out of balance, because most visitors come here and realize very quickly, normal America feels normal. Families, restaurants, grocery stores, neighborhoods, parks, hotels. People are living normal lives. People are going to work. People taking their kids to school. People going to Costco. Not every place is safe. Of course not. But America is not the war-zone European headlines make it sound like. And this is why the World Cup is powerful. Europeans are not just watching America through their TV anymore. They are actually here. They are walking through the streets. They're going to games. They're eating in restaurants. They're meeting real Americans. And they're realizing maybe the picture we had was not the full truth. European media is very good at showing America's worst moments, but it is not very good at showing normal American life. It shows the crime scene, but not the family barbecue. It shows a political fight, but not the stranger helping you with directions. It shows a protest, but not a police officer taking a selfie with a tourist. And that creates a skewed picture, a very skewed picture. This also connects how American police is shown in Europe. In European media, American police officers are often portrayed in the worst possible way. Scary, angry, racist, out of control. And of course, like in every profession, there are bad people, but most police officers are normal people. Mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, people doing a very difficult job. People who choose a job where they get a lot of hate, but still show up to protect their communities. And I think it is okay to say thank you for that. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the work you put in. Because without police officers and security forces, a giant event like a World Cup would not even be possible. And now many visitors are seeing that with their own eyes. They see police officers talking to fans, helping people, taking pictures, keeping things calm, and suddenly another stereotype breaks. Because the America they were told about and the America they experience are not the same. So by this point, many Europeans have already realized three things. Entering America was not as scary as they expected. Americans were not as fake as they expected. And normal America did not feel like the war zone they expected. But here's where the video gets more interesting, because the biggest surprise is not just that America is safer than they thought, or friendly than they thought.
People underestimate how good USA is until they go to countries like North Korea. You can't talk, you can't smile, you can't have social gatherings, you can't play football, you can't do literally nothing.
Europeans are losing their minds over Walmarts in America during this World Cup, and this is why. Now, as a Welshman that lived in the US for 6 years and visited 43 of the states, I am well versed here to discuss Walmart after, going pretty much weekly for 6 years straight. So when I first went to Walmart, it was back in 2011. I did summer camp, Camp America, and going to Walmart was like going to a mall. The sheer volume, the sheer variety, the sheer size of the Walmarts, especially the super Walmarts. Now I'm overlaying clips of me making videos of the Walmarts that I've been to. Obviously not all the Walmarts that I've been to, but the ones that were closest to me. And I think what's crazy for Europeans is that, usually you're seeing Walmarts on TV, you're seeing it in movies, right? So it's the novelty of actually, if it's your first time going to America, you've got to go to a Walmart just to experience it. Like, how many varieties and brands of cereals? Yes, they're probably all full of shit, but you bet I'm going to wander down every single aisle. The fact that, you can buy in super Walmarts, you can buy guns, unheard of for most Europeans, obviously. And I do genuinely think, because obviously Walmart's nothing special, right? It's just like your bog standard. It's cheap and cheerful. You can pretty much get everything that you want. It's just the novelty of the fact that you can say, I went to America and I went to Walmart. And that is purely an American culture experience. Like, Americans experience that daily, right? So after the first couple of times going to Walmart, for me, it was the novelty's over. You've seen it, you've done it, you've got the t-shirt. Literally, you can buy t-shirts in America at Walmart. So the novelty does wear out. But if you go into America for the very first time, you go into a Walmart for the first time, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be cool. You're going to be amazed at all the fucking stuff you can do and buy there. The fact that, the super Walmarts have, subways at the beginning, and even some of them have banks and opticians. But after a while of living there, it just becomes part and parcel of daily life. You just get used to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Europeans are shocked by how much freedom American people have. It's not every day you walk into stores in certain countries and buy guns. But in the United States of America, you can actually own a gun and walk freely with it within the streets, and no one will ask you. That is real freedom.